All right, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Pick and Pod episode 2. Before we get started, we are a big basketball. We do a lot of basketball content, and recently ran into some fans, which it means the world that people watch this and listen to this. So we're gonna kind of start slowly branching off. We're gonna mainly talk about basketball still, but still we're gonna talk about some other things that people who don't know basketball can watch the show and hopefully get some entertainment out of. Without further ado, here's my co-host Hump. You got anything to say before we get started?
I'm back. I haven't had anyone come up to me and tell me, our takes were bad. So, just to piggyback off what he said, I just want to say thank you to everyone who tuned into the first one. We accept all the feedback. We love it. Thank you so, so much. So ready to get started.
Yeah, for
Let's
sure, man.
do it.
All right, without further ado, our first news segment is going to be uh, a battle, excuse me, between two of America's favorite comedy actors. So, what we have here, we have seven Adam Sandler versus Will Ferrell movies, and we're going to decide who has the better comedy movies. I know that Adam Sandler's in a couple movies that are not comedy related. Same with Will Ferrell, but these are probably some of the top seven comedy movies that we've seen from here. So we mutually agreed upon a couple of movies that we've both seen, and we're gonna debate them, see which ones who we think is the better actor. So, Hump, without further ado, first matchup we have is Step Brothers versus Grown Ups. What is the better movie?
Ooh, I'll say this. Both are great movies, but I will catch myself rewatching Grown Ups every 2 months, every 3 months. That's like a top tier movie for someone. Like I wasn't supposed to be watching it at my age, but I mean, man, I don't know about you, man. Grown Ups is like it's a great movie. It's a great
It,
movie.
it is a great movie, so you're going with Grown Ups here.
I'm going Grown Ups.
Man, I think I might have to go with Step Brothers. Whenever you think of comedy movies, you think of Step Brothers. I mean, it embarks a comedy movie. While I'm not saying Grown Ups is not funny, I think that Step Brothers just embodies a comedy movie. I mean, you have these two these two 40-year-old kids come together and try to make the best. Man, but the fucking
Yeah,
wine, the Catalina wine mixer, man. What do you know about the Catalina wine mixer? I think that's you
I
just
will
say.
say this. Like they have some memorable like clips and just bits in the movie that sticks today. Like, did you touch my drum set? Bro, I'll catch myself saying that every day. Like
Definitely.
that's I don't know. You don't. I'm not letting you convince me. I'm just
So
saying.
you're set on grown-ups.
I'm sticking with grown-ups, man.
Okay. Let me hear your pitch while we get our third opinion here soon.
I'll say this, man. It gives us an in-depth look of what the fun side could be like as grown-ups. That's just how I see it. Because people think of being grown-ups, it's all serious taxes,
Mhm.
bills, car notes. But they brought out the side of if you have friends, the power of friendship, you can make being an adult, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be right back. It'll only take me like a few seconds. So whether keep talking about grown-ups or whatever, I'm gonna go get a third opinion to settle this.
Okay. See, now he's gone. I'm going to persuade y'all. Pick grown-ups in the comments. If he clips this, pick grown-ups. Pick grown-ups. Pick it. It's the best. It's the best. Yeah, like what, three movies? Three? Three? In order to make three movies, you gotta be good from back to back to back. It had to be good. And not to mention, I know we're talking about Adam Sandler here. Chris Rock was a goat in that. What's the dude that played Paul Blart? Is that not a crazy trio? Look, I'm sorry, Will Ferrell. I think you're gonna lose this one. I think you're gonna lose this one.
All right. So yeah, our first ever special guest. He's the man. He made me. He made me both biologically, and made me into the man I am today. So we got my dad here.
Let's go.
What's up, Mom?
What's up? Repping the Bolton.
Heck
We love
yeah.
it.
All
We
right,
love it.
so we got a tense debate here.
All
We got
right.
Step Brothers versus Grown Ups. What is the better comedy movie?
The better comedy or the better Adam Sandler or Will Ferrell movie?
Better comedy. You say comedy, right, huh?
Yeah, comedy.
Hmm. That's a hard one. I think Will Ferrell is much better in Step Brothers than Adam Sandler is in Grown Ups. But Grown Ups has a better overall comedy cast than Step Brothers does. So I think I'd have to, you're talking about overall comedy, I got to give it to Grown Ups.
Wow.
Yeah.
Grown Ups for the win. I can't
Yeah.
believe
Let's
that.
go.
A wine mixer. That's
That was a tough one.
that definitely was a tough one. All
Let's
right.
go.
So Grown Ups got the Adam Sandler's up 1-0 right now. So now the next movie we got Anchorman versus Happy Gilmore. Hump, I'll let you start us off here.
I am a big golf guy now,
Mm.
so it is a little biased, but I'm gonna go Happy Gilmore.
I'm going Happy Gilmore as well. While Anchorman is a great movie, you can't top Happy Gilmore.
Sweet.
Yes, yeah.
Wow, Adam Sandler up 2-0 here. All right, now we're kind of getting to the not as known movies. So we got Semi-Pro versus The Longest Yard.
There should be no debate here.
Longest Yard.
It's got to be semi-pro. Got to be semi-pro.
Y'all going semi-pro?
Yeah.
I think
I was going Longest Yard. Oh,
How often do you
man.
find yourself laughing in Longest Yard, though?
Oh man, I loved it.
Do you remember the team
that's my
name?
type of humor.
What was the team name in Longest Yard? What do they call themselves?
What are they, the Buccaneers?
No. What do they call themselves in semi-pro?
Oh, the Flint Tropics.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Let's get tropical.
Let's get tropical.
All right. Now, I don't know. Now, here is a tough one. This might be, in my opinion, the toughest one of them all. We got Talladega Nights versus The Waterboy. I'll go ahead and start with this one. Talladega Nights is an incredible Will Ferrell movie. It's one of the best, the only racing movie I've ever seen. And you got classic quotes that you can quote all day. Got to go fast, if you're not first or last. But man, just something about the water boy being set in Louisiana with all the football, mama, and everything like that. Man, I have to go with the I have to go with the water boy here. What do you think, Hump?
From a memorable standpoint, as much as I love Talladega Nights, Waterboy.
Yeah,
Gotta go Waterboy.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
clean sweep. I wasn't expecting a clean sweep here. All right, Adam Sandler's up 3-1. Now we kind of get into the lower movies that aren't as prominent, but here we got Daddy's Home versus That's My Boy. You ever seen one of those? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Neither one of them sounded too funny.
I'm going with Daddy's Home here, Home. That's My Boy. It's a solid movie, but Daddy's Home is a better cast. Daddy's Home is got more quality.
Yeah. Daddy's Home. I'm going Daddy's Home.
Okay.
I think John Cena took it over the top as well.
John Cena's just a man.
Yeah.
Now here's kind of a lopsided one. This is a blowout for sure, in my opinion. We got Elf versus Bedtime Stories. Go ahead, start us off, Home. I think this is the easy one as well.
Elf.
Yeah, it has to be
I'm
Elf.
going Elf.
Christmas classic. You can also watch it not Christmas time, which makes it such a great movie.
Yeah. I usually watch it during October, like just to get in the spirit.
Just to get in the
It's
spirit.
one of those. Yeah.
Nothing like Buddy.
Just thinking about some of the elf stuff make you laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree there. We're all tied up here. Three movies apiece for each actor coming down to our
really?
last movie. Now, once again, this is a comedy movie, kind of. We didn't include Uncut Gems because I haven't seen Uncut Gems. There are a couple other movies we couldn't include, but we got the Lego Movie versus Pixels.
What did Will Ferrell do?
Will Ferrell was
Lego movie?
Was he President Evil Hunt? Was that his name?
Yeah.
He was
President Evil.
the bad guy.
Yeah. He was the big guy that had the Kraken.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
You got
And
it.
that
I'm gonna go
started off the
Pixels.
whole Lego movie genre, didn't it? Like Lego Batman and all the
Yeah.
other ones.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Pixels. I'm a big arcade guy, and they brought out all the arcade games from
Yeah.
Pac-Man, Hubert.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't go wrong with that, man.
I think I'm going Pixel as well, but as I'm kind of looking at this matchup, I feel like while the other six matchups were incredible, this one is just kind of underwhelming to decide the fate of the series. So I'm going with Pixels, but I think that this is I could see somebody saying, hey, the Lego movie because it started all the different genre of Lego movies. But yeah, I'm going
So
Pixel.
are we blaming refs?
Yeah.
We can blame the refs on this one.
Yeah, missed the call. So Adam Sandler wins right here. Adam Sandler, you hear from me and Hunt first. Adam Sandler has the better comedy movies than Will Ferrell.
So,
Out of Will Ferrell.
what are the top three movies out of all that then?
Mm-hmm.
If you had to pick some, I would have to go with Step Brothers, probably Waterboy, and Talladega Nights.
So you're going Step Brothers is one of the best movies, but you have Grown Ups beating Step Brothers?
Yeah, but y'all asked for the best comedy movie. I would say the best, I guess their best acting role in a comedy movie would be Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, and Waterboy. For those that for Adams and Sandler and Will Ferrell by themselves as an actor, that'd be the top three for me.
I'm replacing Step Brothers with Elf, but I'm keeping Talladega Nights and Waterboy.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Step Brothers, Waterboy, and Happy Gilmore. I think Happy Gilmore was one of the first Adam Sandler movies I've ever watched, and definitely put me on to what his work's about. All right, so
when y'all need a tiebreaker, just call me.
All right. Well, appreciate your appearance.
Got you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Send me the check.
Oh man.
No check from him. I actually had to wake him up from a nap. That's why I took a second. But yeah. So there you have it. Our first non-basketball discussion. I think it went well. A lot of fun to do. And now we're gonna get into some basketball topics. So for those listeners, this is your chance to leave or yeah. So series predictions for the Western Finals. We got the Pacers and Knicks out east, and then we have the Thunder and Timberwolves out west. Who do you have in each series? And then after we figure out who we have, we're gonna get into our playoff X factors.
For the Western Conference Finals, still going OKC. I think they have the upper hand from defense, offense, the bench. I mean, the bench in Game 7, they showed they could really ball, man. They could ball. I think it's gonna be real close. Game 7, Game 6, but OKC they have the upper hand. They got the momentum. So yeah, Eastern Conference Finals, huh?
I said I'm gonna have to agree with you there, man. As much as I love Ant-Man repping the shirt, but yeah, I can't see
What a
them.
dog, man.
Can't see them beating a Thunder team as much as I dislike the Thunder. The Thunder just a complete roster, and you've seen the worst of Jalen Williams. I mean, I think he can only get better because I mean he can't get much worse. So yeah, I'm going Thunder in 6 as well.
So Eastern Conference, going Knicks.
Yeah.
I think Jalen Brunson has the ability to be the best guard in this league, and I think this series is gonna show it. I think he's gonna take it over. Tyrese Halliburton, don't get me wrong, he's balling. He's balling. He's shown that, he's not overrated. He can be effective on every level, but I think it comes down to Jalen Brunson. He is the most clutch player this year. I think he's going to take it. Game 6.
6, okay. Well, I got 6 games as well, but I got the Pacers winning in 6. I think that the Pacers just have so much depth that the Knicks don't. I could, if you were to tell me that this series were to stretch into 7 games, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think that even if Tyrese Halliburton is having an off-scoring night, he impacts the game in so many different ways. He gets other people involved, passing. He's a sneaky good defender. I believe he leads all guards and block 3-pointers. And they don't really have a weak man on defense for the Pacers. And like I said, because they're so deep, somebody gets in foul trouble, somebody gets hopefully doesn't happen, but if somebody gets injured, you got somebody next man up, and they can continue to run next man up because they're such a deep team. So yeah, Pacers in six.
And six.
And six. Now let's get into the X factors for each series. I'll start this off. So we'll start out East. So for the East, I have my X factor for the Pacers is Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam last series averaged about 18 points, which is solid. Don't get me wrong, but for his value, he's on a contract for 4 years, $190 million. That's not the kind of production you want from a 4 year, $190 million former finals winner. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton's going to impact the game, like I said. Even if he doesn't score, he's going to get others involved. But I think this series, Pascal Siakam needs to get more involved, and he needs to have a couple of his big games. I mean, like I said, he was an all-star this year. He needs to step up. Who's your X factor for the Pacers?
My X factor for the Pacers is Miles Turner.
Hmm.
Look, I know Miles, I'm looking at his stats right now. To be 6'11
Yeah.
and not lead the team in rebounds, how tall is Pascal? 1 second. 6'8". The Knicks do a great job in using their guys like Josh Hart
Yeah.
and Miles Bridges. They use those guys to get boards. Man, you're 6'11. You got to
Yeah.
get down there, box out. I think if they could win the rebound battle, I, it could be a better chance. I don't have them winning it if they do that. It could be a better chance at pushing a game 7 and shaking
Yeah.
up the entire series. But he has to be very dominant in the paint. I have no problem with him on offense. I love the way he plays. But on defense, he has to step it up when it comes to rebounds.
No, I completely agree. And that leads me to my X factor for the Knicks is Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, backup center. I believe because of his size and because of Miles Turner's lack thereof of rebounding, he gives the Knicks a physical advantage. Now, if you look at Mitchell Robinson's playoff numbers, they won't amaze you, but I can tell you that his rebounding as well as his defensive presence gives the Knicks a different look. Now, you could also have um, Mitchell Robinson running the center, Cat at the power forward. That's a pretty big lineup, and Miles Turner is not a good rebounding center. So if you're the Pacers, how do you counter that physicality disadvantage as well as that rebounding disadvantage? Do you put backup center Thomas Bryant in? You're just going to feast. So I think Mitchell Robinson has the ability to change this series, and I think that there's a world where Mitchell Robinson, Cat, two big lineup can run the Pacers out of the gym. I think if this duo can get rolling and they prove that they can dominate the boards and dominate defense, I think it could be an issue for the Pacers.
How do you stop that? How could
Uh,
the Pacers stop that? I mean, because I think Cat's the best shooting big in the league right now.
I agree.
He stretches the floor. So, somebody has to guard him, and then somebody has to guard Mitchell Robinson.
And even
Six,
like
7 feet tall, that's,
yeah,
yeah.
and even for the Knicks, the past series they played against the Celtics, they just fouled Mitchell Robinson a lot, sent him to the line. Well, if Coach Thibodeau is smart, he'll leave Mitchell Robinson in, and the Pacers continue to foul him. But in doing so, that puts him in the bonus early. Putting him in the bonus, any foul after that, the Knicks will go to the free throw line, which will allow for Jalen Brunson to draw contact, get easy points, and continue to slow the game down, which is a game that Jalen Brunson has proved he's one of the best at.
Smart.
Who's
Okay,
your
okay, Ted. Okay, Ted. I see. I see.
what you got for the Knicks, man? Who's your X factor?
Um, it's gonna be Karl Anthony Towns, Mr. Zesty.
Oh, yeah.
After all that, I'm gonna just keep it simple, man. He's gonna have to hit his threes. Like you said, you really gave me a great idea. If they do play Mitchell and Cat at the same time, for I'd say maybe 15 minutes of the game, they could push the lead to maybe 20 points. They could get a 20-point lead with both of them in
Yeah.
because you're going to have the Pacers are going to have to be much more physical. Like you said, if they start fouling Mitchell, so I mean, I saw Cat last series, getting to the bucket a lot, and he was doing a great job at it. So I mean, if that could happen, all those fails you move, people start moving out the way, letting them get the easy twos. These twos are going to start adding up. They're really going to start adding up, and they're going to start, you know, doubling inside the paint. I think that's going to free up Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, maybe
Yeah.
Michael Bridges. So he's going to have a great series, man.
Yeah.
I'm saying at least average 20 to 25 points a game.
Yeah, I think he's capable of doing that.
Yeah.
So you ready to move out west?
Let's do it, man.
So for the
I'm
Timberwolves,
ready for the West.
I think this is like I said, I think this will be a good matchup, but ultimately I have the Thunder coming out on top. But my X factor for the Timberwolves is Jay McDaniels. Jay McDaniels will have the Shea assignment. He's going to nobody can stop Shea, and I'm not expecting Jay McDaniels or anybody to stop Shea. But if he can almost eliminate the passes, if you can narrow or close Shea's assist, I think that is the recipe for success. I mean, getting others involved, you've seen the energy and electricity whenever Jada gets going, whenever Chet gets going, whenever Caruso gets going. So I think for the Timberwolves to win, hey, Shea's going to do his thing. You can't stop him. He's one of the best in the league, without a doubt. But limiting the play of others, make others beat you. That's almost how I think the Thunder beat the Nuggets. They let Jokic do his thing, and they made others beat him, and they couldn't. Jokic was really the only player in that series that was really putting up a consistent effort, and he had. I mean, shout out to Aaron Gordon playing on one hamstring, but you can't do much like that. As well as this playoffs, Jay McDaniels, whenever he scored over 15 points, the Timberwolves are 6-0. So if he can give you some good offensive production as well as some pretty solid uh, test work on Shea, I think that could be a recipe where I could see the Timberwolves coming out on top.
Um, my X factor, probably the go to the league, man, Nas Reed.
Mm.
And I don't think people realize how good of a shooter he is.
Yeah.
He's 46% from three. I think that's the best on the Minnesota's bench right now. Um, People don't realize once he gets hot, it's hard for him to get cold. He's gonna keep shooting it. Um, and he's gonna get in a rhythm. Like I remember last year, I saw him get into a rhythm. I forgot who it was against. He had maybe six, seven threes.
Yeah.
I think like he has to get going early on, get a good lead, get let people like Anthony Edwards get open, possibly free up the paint so Rudy Gobert can, get physical down there. But Nas Reed is gonna be the difference maker, man. I think yeah,
Yeah, and if he's making all
my
those
guy.
threes, man, he drive down the lane and easily finish.
Yeah. His
Swipe,
bag is like he has a great bag, man.
swipe balls, but yeah, he can finish around the rim well. He can, yeah, with him shooting like that, it opens up a lot more possibilities. So yeah, I agree with that. Now for the Thunder, my X factor is Jalen Williams, J Dub. I mean, last series, the dude shot 23% from three. He shot 37% from the field, and he had two games where he scored 6 points, and then the other game where he scored 10 points. J Dub was an all star this year, rightfully so, but he needs to step up his production. He can't just focus on Shea. He needs to be better, and he's playing for something as well. He's playing to get an extension, to stay with the Thunder, to get his bag. I think J-Dub needs to step up, and I think he will step up, and this will allow for the Thunder to win the series.
And you kind of read my mind.
Yeah,
I said J Dub as well. But it's from a defensive aspect.
yeah,
I see him as one of the better defenders in the league. I wouldn't say top five, maybe top 10, top 11, top 12, but he's gonna have to guard Anthony Edwards and
Yeah,
Nas Reed. Nas Reed versus J Dub is going to be the matchup I'm looking for. He's gonna have to stop the backcourt, and he's gonna have to do kind of like the Draymond Green role. You
yeah,
may have to guard the power forward. You may have to guard the center. You may have to guard Rudy Gobert. Try to stop him from getting to the paint. If they leave Rudy Gobert on a 3-point line, just sit in his face. I don't think he can dribble his way to the basket. So I think he's going to have to be tremendous on defense. He has the high energy,
yeah.
and I think he's one of those pillars of this offense. And once he gets it going on defense, the offense picks up. The dogs get the barking. You know, they gonna get the barking. So hey, J Dub, this is your time. Like he said, I want J Dub. If you're watching, you want that munyon. You want that munyon. This is a series. Switch on the ant if Nas Reed isn't on the floor. Switch on the ant. Hold him to 10 points. The entire series. Hold him to 10 points. That's it, man.
Yeah. I think we have the same idea with Jada, man. That's that series he just came off of was awful. And he's shown in the playoffs, but this year and last year against the Mavericks, that he's not the same player from the regular season as he is in the playoffs for the worst. And I think this is a series where he can um, kind of get his mojo back, kind of get his reputation, prove to the GMs that he's worth however much money he will be worth. Yeah, go from there.
You think that's because he's trying to give it all to SGA? Maybe he's thinking, SGA should take the full load kind of pause. Um,
Okay.
just because, he might be the MVP, he's the leader of the team.
Yeah,
You think he's just trying to say, I'm giving it to the better shot, possibly, or maybe he's thinking Lou Dort might be a better defender than me. So I'm gonna take a step back. Because he doesn't, in my opinion, from what I've seen in the regular season and now, he doesn't look the same. I'm looking at the numbers. I mean, yesterday he had 24 points. The game before that, he had 6 points. The game before that, he had 18, and then it was 10, and then 32, 17, and then 18. So it's sporadic. Like, what do you think that is?
I think if you're Batman, he's Robin. I think that if he is deferring to Shea, I think while Shea is an all worldly talent, I don't think that Jada needs to kind of put himself, just let some one person take the carry the team. I think he still needs to be how he is, and he's lucky that he has such a great supporting cast who have been able to pick up the slack. But I think the Thunder team is best whenever they're playing in transition, whenever J-Dub's getting steals, and whenever you got Alex Caruso, Lou Dort out there turning defense into offense. And I think that that's where the Thunder thrive, and J-Dub was a key component of that in their historic regular season. So yeah, I think while he doesn't get better on offense, I think it all, like you said, stems from the defensive side. If he gets some stops going, and his offense can start flowing to kind of lead the team and kind of win the series.
It's gonna be a good one.
I think so too, man. I think so too. You got anything else to add, man?
Nah, man, I'm hyped. Starts tomorrow.
Who we got
I get
tomorrow?
my popcorn ready.
Who's tomorrow? Is it the Knicks or is it the Thunder?
It should be the Knicks. Yeah, if I'm
Cool.
not mistaken.
All right. Well, how about let you talk about whatever it is you want to talk about, then we'll get out of here.
All right, man. Today, man, it's no advice. I want to know y'all opinions. I want your opinion too. Where do these two players stand in their respective positions? Dwayne Wade and Kevin Garnett,
Are you talking about all time? Like,
all time. Where do they stand? Are they top five? Are they third, fourth, fifth? Maybe they're second. Maybe they're first. Who knows? Where would you put him?
I'm not putting Kevin Garnett ahead of Dirk. I'm not putting him ahead of Tim Duncan. I'm not even putting Kevin Garnett ahead of Giannis. I'm thinking Kevin Garnett is a top five power forward of all time, but I don't think he's top three. He's either four or five. I mean, he does have the ring, but you could argue that he wasn't the best player on that Celtics team that won that ring. So yes, I think that Kevin Garnett is truly special player, but I don't think he's a top three power forward of all time. What do you think?
I got him right above Giannis right now.
Okay.
But Giannis is creeping up. I think if Giannis makes the decision to say, I'm done with the Bucks and I go to another team where I know I'm going to win another ring, I think then Giannis propels himself to number two. But right now, I have him above Giannis at three.
So who's one and two, or just
One, Tim Duncan, two, Dirk, and that's easy.
yeah,
No brainer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now the Dwayne Wade question is kind of tough because I'm considering I'm saying Michael Jordan's better than Dwayne Wade. I think
Obviously,
it's a
yeah.
good, but off the top of my head, I can't think of any other shooting guards that were elite. Would you consider Allen Iverson a point guard or a shooting guard?
Because of size, I'm gonna say point guard,
Okay, that's
even
fair.
though he plays shooting guard. 'Cause, I mean, Kyrie plays shooting guard, but he was a very ball dominant shooting guard. So I will say they're point guard. But yeah,
Who do you have? I'm not really. Spit some names out of shooting
of
guard that
course,
you.
MJ,
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant, uh, James Harden, Klay Thompson. A lot of people don't think of Klay being that high, but you can't deny he was a very strong factor in the finals. You can't deny that. Was Tracy McGrady a two guard?
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah,
I'm
Tracy
googling some
McGrady.
best all time shooting guards.
Yeah. Um,
I don't
Ray
think.
Allen,
Yeah, I don't. Dwayne Wade is not better than Kobe. That's so let's for
no.
anyone thinking that not even close.
And
He
I'm
is.
not even like trying to do that because he's,
Yeah,
RIP to
yeah, no,
Kobe, but I
no,
mean,
straight up. He's just not.
yeah.
Didn't have the impact. Didn't have anything like that. I think if you're considering James Harden a shooting guard, I could see the argument for James Harden being a point guard, especially later in his career. He became a great passer, and it's his first point guard. But I think that James Harden is a better shooting guard, better player than Dwayne Wade. I don't think that's a hot take either. I think James Harden, while he doesn't have the rings, James Harden also wasn't on a super team for more than what a year. I consider the Nets team a super team. While James Harden might be a playoff dropper, I think he has more skill than Dwayne Wade. I mean, Dwayne Wade doesn't have
So
any.
even if he won a ring without Braun,
He won a ring without Braun, but still Shaq.
true, he did have Shaq, but I mean, Shaq ain't Braun. Shaq ain't Braun.
Yeah, I can understand either way, but I think that James Harden is a scoring talent. And I wouldn't say levels above him, but I think he's a better scoring talent than Dwayne Wade ever was. I mean, putting up, what is it, 36 points per game 1 year? Not many people can say that they've done that.
And that's my deal breaker, man. He put up all those points, but I mean, he still lost. Like,
That's true. But who do you
I
have on
get you
the
don't have the super team. Who was on his team? I think it was was it Trevor, Ariza,
Trevor Ariza, Chris
Capella?
Paul, Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker, Clint Capella, Austin Rivers. Solid, but can never get past the Warriors. And you could argue that if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt in game six, whenever they're up 3-2 on a Kevin Durant led Warriors, they have a chip easy. But injuries happen at unfortunate times. So yeah, I think I'm going with all the names that we've thrown out. I think I'm going Dwayne Wade. Once again, top five, but not top three. Yeah.
Crazy, man. It's
What you
crazy.
what you think?
Dwayne Wade, right?
Yeah.
I have him at 3, behind Mike and behind Kobe. I get it, you had Shaq. I'm looking at the numbers here. Game 1, 28. Game 2, 23. Game 3, 42. Game 5, 36. Game 6, 43. Game 7, 36.
It's a solid series. He's a great player. I mean, to be even considered a top five of a position, great player. But I think Harden's prime is better than Dwayne Wade's. And Harden is, I don't know how long Dwayne Wade was able to play, but I feel like Harden has extended his, I'm not saying he's still in his prime, but he's adapted to the new NBA and become kind of changed his game from a score first to a pass first. And still he's leading teams to playoffs appearances while he might not show up in every game in the playoffs. He was an all-star this year and doing it in a different way than he was in his prime, which I don't think Dwayne Wade did.
That's not talked about enough. I mean, by this time, he would be retired. Most people are retired by this time. And I'm saying most people, I mean stars.
Yeah,
Stars are retired by now.
yeah.
And for him to step up and go from averaging 6 to 7 assists to averaging a double double and now 8 assists, that's big. I think he added another 2, 3 years to possibly get a ring. So it's gonna be a close one. Like I said, I got Dwayne Wade over. If James can get a ring in these 3 years, he moves to third, man. But right now, I got Dwayne Wade.
How many does Dwayne Wade have? Is that three? One with Shaq, two with LeBron, or
Yeah,
is it four?
3. Uh, 3. Yeah, 3
Three. How many MVPs though?
MVPs.
I guess you're right though. MVPs don't directly
I
lead.
don't think he has an MVP.
Oh really? Really? Then he's a catcher. You might be right.
Yeah, he's won a Finals MVP. Since he had Shaq, but we saw who won Finals MVP. But
No, I didn't realize. Dwayne Wade does not have a regular season MVP. But you know how that. You already know my thoughts on the MVP. It's most voted person, not most valuable, most voted person. That's what it's like. Yeah. All right, Hope. Well, man, a successful episode. I feel like we're getting better at this. I have a lot of fun doing these, and shout out to all you guys who are listening. And shout out to the pops coming on, helping us settle some debates. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Hope you got anything to add before we head out.
piggyback off what you said, man. Thank you. We love all the support. Like I said, man, this is something we wanted to do for fun, and we're actually really enjoying it. Like doing the graphics, clipping everything. This is fun to us, man. We really love it. We're glad we can talk about it and hear you guys' thoughts about it, man. So I just want to say thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Appreciate all the fans. And we'll continue to bring out content that is not just basketball. Try to get the general audience more involved, just to understand how fun it is. All right, man. Well, now wrap up episode 2. I appreciate you guys. Most of all, I appreciate you, Hump. You're the man. And
Of course,
we'll catch
man.
y'all sometime next week. All
All
right.
right.
Peace out.